right, you guys. So next story up. I feel like I do one of these kind of stories like every other month or every few weeks, really. It feels like Meg the Stallion gets into some sort of confrontation on social media with Carl Crawford or with Tory Lanez. Okay, we just kind of go back and forth. All right, the latest back and forth between her and Carl Crawford, who is the CEO of 1501 Entertainment. Is that the name of the label? That is the label that Meg the Stallion has been signed to. There's been all types of drama. Her and Carl don't see it for each other. You know, she's also signed, I guess, management to Roc Nation. You know, she's a big time star, so it's always like some sort of drama. I don't even really understand the ins and outs of how you manage by some people over here, but that's a label. But then also you got another thing happening over here. Apparently she had her album just come out, Traumazine, a couple of weeks ago. The album did leak. She did insinuate, I don't know if she just flat out said that Carl Crawford had leaked the album, but she did insinuate that it was leaked by her label. And that was the reason why she went on ahead and released the album. I guess she released it a little earlier than she had planned on originally. And of course, after she said that, then Carl came back out and they got into it. And I was just like, it must be really tiring. It must really be tiring to be Meg the Stallion, child. That girl gets into it. And then on top of the situation with Carl Crawford, you know, then we had Jay Prince, who is a big time music exec in Houston, a lot of respect in the rap community. He has come out and said that Meg the Stallion lies all the time, and you know, that she's given 1501 a bad rap, and you know, she's done this, that, and the other. And so then, you know, we have Meg having to fight and go back and forth with these people. It's just, child, it's just a mess. It's got to be tough to be Meg the Stallion, okay? And of course, I always feel a little tinge of sadness for her, because I do feel like she doesn't really have anybody in her corner. I mean, I'm not saying that she doesn't have people that care about her, that work for her and things like that. But you know how it is when you really have like your family, the people that you really, really lean on. Like, she doesn't have that. You know, so a lot of the moves that she makes, she has to make on her own. And, you know, when you are a celebrity, a young person celebrity, and you're trying to make sure you make the best decisions, I mean, I'm sure that's daunting. And then you're a woman, and a black woman in that industry. And, you know, what she does, I'm sure she has to fight a lot to get the respect that should be coming her way, because she's a phenomenal rapper. Even if you aren't happy with her music, like, you cannot deny that she is a skilled rapper, you know. But anyway, it's just like every time you turn around, it's a fucking fight. Like, she's got to be exhausted. And it's always these men coming after her. And I just hope that, you know, she still lands on her feet. I do think that this was her last album for 1501, so maybe she's out from underneath them. But you guys can correct me if I'm wrong. Maybe she still has other stuff, that she has other obligations to that. I don't know. It just seems like, and again, I don't know anything really about the situation, but it seems like Carl Crawford is still making money from her. So what is the damn problem? Okay? He's going on and on about her being a crackhead and her being this and her. I'm just like, that girl too big and thick to be a damn crackhead, first of all. Like, oh, well, he didn't say crackhead. He said she's a cokehead. Okay, which is a difference. Definitely a difference. But, you know, it's just, I don't know, child. But all I will say is every time you fucking turn around, is Meg versus somebody. She got to be exhausted. Hell, I'm tired for her. When that Tory Lanez court case is gonna be over, because what happens is she'll get into it with Carl, then that'll calm down and die down, and then a couple of weeks later it'll be Tory. So y'all can just expect for the Tory Lanez situation to be resurfacing any minute now, and then we're gonna have to hear more about the case and all that. I'm sure she's just like over it. Fuck, I'm over it too. Is she still with old boy too? I don't see them together too much but I don't really pay attention. Okay. But yeah, that's one person that's into it with a label and all that. Let's also talk about Offset. Okay. This story actually just breaks my heart because, you guys, I love the Migos. Like, they my guilty pleasure. All right. They were the ones that I never thought that I would like because it was like sort of like the mumble rap and it was just sort of like redundant sounding. But really, if you listen to the Migos album, that should be hitting. That should be hitting hard. Okay. So I've always liked the Migos, and the fact that they were family, and that they were still being successful and what they were trying to do. Like, I was cool with that. I liked that. Well, it's always the ills of Hollywood and once you get to a certain status, it's hard for groups to stay together because there's usually one standout person, and it'd be drama that enters. And we were hoping that this wouldn't happen with Migos because they are family, and so they do have that type of bond that other groups that are just manufactured and put together don't have. So we were hoping that it wouldn't be any issue, but we found out that Quavo and y'all know I forget his name. Y'all know I forget his name every time. Ready, set, go. What's his name? Y'all know. Take Off, who everybody says is actually the most talented of the group, but he's the one that just kind of just don't care and just be chilling half the time. Well, we saw that Quavo and Takeoff ended up getting, putting out an album on them by themselves, and I was just like, why is Offset not on that album? Okay, this ain't Amigos album. It's just them two. It's like it's Trouble in Paradise. And then I found out that Offset actually paid money to get off of the label, because he was part of quality control. The Migos was under quality control, so that he can step out on his own and do his own thing, right? And then he just had an album that released, or just had a song that released. I'm not sure if the album is out, but now he's into it with P, who is the owner, the CEO of Quality Control, because I guess the lawsuit he's filed is saying that P is trying to get money from his solo project when he paid money to get off of the label, that after a certain point, P shouldn't have any type of dealings with his finances when it comes to the success of his solo shit. And so now they're going back and forth, and it's been a fight. And he's, even though he's trying to like downplay it and say he don't play that, he got a family he taking care of and he's just doing his music and everything. But, and P is saying that it's just, all of this is just lame and nothing that they needed to even have to been going to court for. I guess there was another lawsuit that got dropped. We'll see what happens with this lawsuit. But deep down, at the bottom line is, y'all, it's just sad. It's sad that they, they got to this point. Like, it's just like, what? The three of them need to be back together, y'all, because I still think that the three of them together put out the best music. I know Quavo had his own album. I think Takeoff even had his own album, right? Nobody said that they couldn't do their own solo shit too, but I still, at the end of the day, want the group to come like this, y'all. I want the group to be like this. Come on back together. Y'all family. But I feel like it's a whole bunch more stuff. We could see that there was some drifting apart with Quavo when Quavo was with Saweetie and Cardi and Offset. I'm not sure if they all got along, if they was able to keep a lot of the rumors out of the social media, but it still felt like maybe they wasn't cool, and shit started to just fall apart. And here we are now, cousins and brothers and uncles and shit, and we can't get it together. So I hope they get it together, you guys. But when it comes to that money and them labels, right, the shit got to be right. And it's too bad when you can't have a good sound quality relationship with your with your label, because if these are the people that's putting your music out, then it needs to all go smoothly. I know Meg got to be stressed. She just got to be stressed. That child, I feel sorry for her. Anyway, you guys, that's enough on that. Let's get on to the next. All right, you guys, I have an update on the Breonna Taylor case. Actually, we haven't spoken about Breonna Taylor's case in a long time. You know, we just went on ahead and accepted the fact that the people that were responsible for her death were never going to really have to be charged. Well, some good things have come. We found out that Kelly Goodlett, okay, she is an ex-cop who pleaded guilty in federal court yesterday. Okay, she pled guilty to 1 count of felony conspiracy in exchange for the DOJ to not pursue other charges against her based on the evidence that they already have. So the feds are saying, and she is actually agreeing to this, they're saying that her and her partner, Detective Joshua James, they knowingly provided falsified info in a search warrant. Okay, they took that search warrant to the judge, presented it when it wasn't really true. The judge did sign the warrant because they, you know, he assumed that they were telling the truth. And that document almost went through as if that was gospel. They were saying in the search warrant that Breonna Taylor was receiving packages at her home for her ex-boyfriend. Apparently, she had an ex-boyfriend who had a drug case, which, remember, that's what they were saying, that why they had gone to her house, because they were looking for this person. Well, this was an ex-boyfriend. She wasn't even with the guy anymore, but they were saying that he was getting drugs or getting packages sent to her place, which was not true. Okay, they also told the judge that the post office had confirmed that that was the case, but that was not the case. So she did finally come clean, say that she lied about it. And she pled guilty to the 1 count. She faces 5 years in jail and a $250,000 fine. Now, we don't know what this means for the other officers. I can imagine that it's not good for the other officers because nobody else has changed their plea or come out and said that they were guilty for doing whatever. And now we're wondering if Kelly is working with the feds and if she's going to turn on the other officers. Okay. That Joshua James that she was with has not said that he's done anything. She's the only one that has admitted that she did that. So we're still trying to see if she is officially cooperating with the feds or if she's just covering her own ass. Something tells me, though, those other police officers need to be worried, because if she is the one that's going to drop the dime on what everybody was doing, this could change a lot. Now, Breonna Taylor's mother, she said that she felt vindicated. She said that she always felt like there was a cover-up that was going on, but there was really no way for her to prove that. And the fact that Kelly did come clean and plead guilty, then that does change the scope of a lot of things. So she's happy. She said people thought that she was crazy or were saying that she was just like the poor obsessed mom who didn't want to admit that her daughter might be doing some things, but she was like, no, I knew that my daughter wasn't. I knew I wasn't crazy. I said, okay, so the naysayers, what y'all got to say now? Okay, so it is a good feeling. I mean, this case has been going on for so many years, and it all seems so cut and dry for most of us. I couldn't understand why them people was getting away with what they were, but now I see why. Is because they had falsified all these documents. No telling what else is falsified, what else they might have lied about. This case is going to go on for a long time. I have a feeling that we're going to find out so much more, especially with her guilty plea. I think eventually people are going to start feeling like maybe they need to go on and admit they're wrong in whatever part of this story as well. At least that's my hope, because these people need to be brought to justice. The shit that they did, gunning down that girl, could have killed her and the boyfriend that was in there. It was just so, somebody needs to go to jail. Quite a few people need to go to jail, if you ask me. So, it's not over. It's not over until the fat lady sings, they say, right? Well, the fat lady ain't sung yet. We still got a lot more that's going on with this case. So, hopefully the people that are guilty will go to jail. All right, you guys, next story up. So they say that Travis Scott has a Las Vegas residency that he is going to begin on September 17th. Okay, good for Travis Scott and for all of his fans. What are they called? He calls his fans something. I didn't write it down, y'all. Anyway, it appears that he will be working, having a residency at the Zouk nightclub at Resorts World. I can't get my words together. Resorts World is a new resort hotel in Las Vegas, right towards the end of the Strip. Because when we were there last year for Joe's graduation party, Resorts World was right next to the hotel that we stayed in, which was the Hilton Grand Vacations. The Resorts World looks huge. It looks beautiful. I think Katy Perry also has a residency there. And so now we have Travis Scott. So they are definitely bringing people into their venue and making it, you know, and making sure that people know about the place. I actually want to stay there because it looks really nice. It's big and red and pretty, and all of the lights and shit that they got on there, and the outside of the building, they put all of the pictures of the people up there. I mean, it's really, really cool. Anyway, he is going to be there, starts September 17th, and he also has a date for October 15th. They are selling tickets right now if you want to go. This is a good thing for the Travis Scott fans, like I said, because, you know, it hasn't even been a year. It was November when he had his big festival where all of those people were hurt. 10 people died. Dozens of people were injured. Over 400 lawsuits against him. But it looks like Resorts World is willing to take a chance on him. I mean, he still does have many, many, many of his fans. So, yeah, it looks like it's working out for old Travis. Okay. Like I said, the tickets are for sale. If you're interested, then you're able to go and buy, and we'll see. I guess they're going to see how those 2 dates do, and then they'll start adding more dates to it. But yeah, for you Travis Scott fans out there, you'll be able to see your boy live once again. All right, you guys, next story up. So what about the slide over there in Belle Isle in Detroit? That's about to kill the kid. Y'all. So I think I first saw about the slide when Jaylee's Corner was talking about the slide. I didn't know what it was. Okay. And then she, you know, she's in Detroit, and so she was talking about Detroit. I just figured it was something local, but no, it looks like it's made the news, you guys. Apparently, Belle Isle has this slide attraction. It's been closed for some time because of the pandemic. But they've opened it up, and for those who want to ride the slide, you pay your $1 and you go down. It's a very huge metal slide. You know, like what you used to see at the carnivals. And, you know, it's got the dips and things like that. And you just ride down. I'm assuming you get in your little burlap case or your little canvas or whatever they give you, and you slide on down. The video that I saw, the po people on that thing, that shit, them people was flying. They was hitting them dips and flying off to the next dip before they could even slide down somewhere. That shit looked like they was catapulted into the air. And I was just like, you can't be putting these kids on, even though it was some adults and shit, but you can't be putting these people on this damn slide and fix to break their damn neck coming down there. Now, I looked at it, and just from my eyes, I was like, it's got to be an engineering problem, because it looks like they have either the slope too steep or they have the slopes too close to each other. So it's like, you have it so steep that a person flies down this, they hit this dip, and then they fly off in the air, when if it would have been a lower, you know, if the steepness of the slope wasn't so much. Like, look at me, I'm trying to give y'all my engineering professionality, but to me it looked like it's an engineering problem. They're saying that no, they had a fresh coat of real slippery wax on there. And that's why the people was flying down that damn thing. So they went back and they put a different type of wax on there that was a little bit stickier. The people were still having a problem. I was like, that's because y'all got the shit wrong. It's engineered wrong. It's not gonna matter how slippery it is. The shit should be slippery. It's just that you need to change them degrees on them slopes, y'all. That's all. But it's so funny because I saw a t-shirt. They got a t-shirt that just is like a stick person drawing of the slide, and then it got a person, like a stick person, like flying in the air. I was just like, and I know that shit probably is in the black people neighborhood. Is that where they got it? Is it in the black folks? They got these kids flying off through the air, you know, with the greatest of ease, like it's a damn trapeze or some shit. But yeah. Detroit, I'm gonna need y'all to do a little bit better for these people. Okay, we shouldn't be having a fun day at the park and risk breaking something just because we want to ride down a slide. All right, you guys, next story up. How many of you guys saw the video of Tiana Wallace's boyfriend, what's his name? Tyshawn Baldwin, running from the police? I guess this was just a regular traffic stop, but for whatever reason, he decided to run with his vehicle from the police as he was stopped at a red light. Child, he done mowed down 3 people that was crossing the street. They were in the middle of the street, one of them being a mother with her child in a stroller. And when I tell you, he ran them the fuck over when he was trying to get away from the police. Nobody was killed, luckily. Okay, but one person was really severely injured. They said that the mother and the baby, thank goodness. I mean, it's bad that anybody was injured, but they're saying that you know, their injuries weren't as severe as the person. I think somebody's legs were crushed. But just awful. The video is just awful. Okay, anytime you get a video of seeing somebody running some people down, that's awful to see. So he got away from the police because the police now were preoccupied with trying to make sure that these people that just got ran down in the middle of the intersection, that they were okay. He did end up turning himself in to the police 6 days later because they knew who he was. Okay, it's just a matter of him. Yeah, I don't even know why he ran. I'm not sure if he had any past problems or anything. So he was able to get away because the police now had to deal with the people that had been ran down in the intersection. 6 days later, he did turn himself into the police. And then we found out that Tiana Wallace ended up putting up her $1.5 million for his $1 million bond that was set. He was arraigned with a 17-count complaint with a list of crimes, including reckless endangerment, unlawful fleeing of a police officer, endangering the welfare of a child, obstruction of governmental administration, assault, and other vehicle-related offenses. So he has a lot of stuff that he's in trouble for, and people were upset that she actually bailed him out of jail by putting up her $1.5 million home. I mean, what are you supposed to say to that? I mean, if that's her husband, I mean, it's not her husband. It's a long-term boyfriend, the father of her children. And I guess she made the decision that she was able to help him get out of jail. So that's what she decided to do, child. I can't worry about it. You know, the people that were hit, it was awful. Thank God that they weren't killed. But people do this kind of stuff every day. I mean, if they got to get their loved ones out of jail, if they are able to do it, then I mean, that's just kind of what they do. Yes, it's awful that he ran those people down. I'm wondering if he even saw them. Like, was he looking over his shoulder back at the police or something? It's just sort of like, how you just run these people, especially the baby? Oh, it's terrible, but it could have been a whole lot worse. But let's just hope that old boy don't be on the run or fuck up, you know, the daughter's money or the house, because if he leaves, if he runs, if they can't find him, then they're going to take that girl's house. So that's the bad part about it. But I mean, people bail their loved ones out. So I mean, it's just what people do. Okay. Like I said, thank goodness everybody is expected to survive, even though that one has more severe injuries. Yeah. What y'all think about that? Are y'all upset that she put her house up? I mean, it's her house. She can do what she want to do. All right, you guys, next story up. So your boy Dennis Rodman, child. We ain't heard nothing about this man in so long. I was just like, oh God. Every time he resurfaces, it's always for some sort of publicity, to me anyway. Apparently, he was dining out in Washington, D.C. the other day, and one of a news reporter walked up to him and asked him about the Brittany Griner situation. He told them that he was going to go to Russia. He had just gotten approved by whoever they were to go over to Russia to see about getting her out. Okay. So everybody was just like, oh, Dennis Rodman is going to go over there in a diplomatic effort of getting her out. I was like, first of all, does he have a relationship with Vladimir Putin? Who has a relationship with that man? This is not Kim Jong-un. This is not North Korea. You know, Dennis Rodman is the rebel, always trying to make it seem like he has these special relationships with these otherwise unlikable characters, these dictators in these different countries or whatever. I was just like, this man, he ain't going nowhere. Because, honey, the government, the U.S. government was like, you know, if he does go over to Russia, you know, first of all, they're strongly suggesting that he doesn't go over there, because if he goes, he will not be considered a representative of the United States. He's not going to have the protections. You don't need to be trying to go over there to do nothing. You're not going to do anything but fuck up the already very tense conversations of negotiations of what they can do to get the woman out of jail from over there anyway. So, you know, they were like, if he goes over there, will not be at the support of the U.S. government, you know, which means you take your black ass over there if you want to, okay? Fuck around and end up in jail, and we gonna leave your ass over there, okay? Because we done already told your black ass, do not go. Well, now he is saying, no, he's not going, okay? And I was just sort of like, we knew he wasn't going. He just be talking, child. He just be talking. You know, we don't even know what his relationship with Kim Jong-un is, because I think the last time he was supposed to be going over there, he didn't even get to meet with the man. You know, we know that Jong-un has his own mental issues and, you know, just whatever, y'all. But anyway, no, Dennis Rodman will not be going over to Russia. No, he will not be getting your girl Brittany Griner out of jail. They are still relying on negotiations, trying to see if they can do a trade off to get her out of jail, you know, trading off different prisoners. And we just gonna go with that. So thank you, Dennis Rodman, and your black fingernails, but that's okay. You guys, next story up. So this is a pretty sad story. I'm sure you guys saw the video of Mike Hickman. He was a coach who was shot at a youth football game in Texas when the coaches from the opposing team got into an initial argument with the referees. Now, you guys have all been to youth football games, youth baseball games, basketball games. You guys know how involved that the men in particular get. The coaches, the fathers, the people that are watching from the stands, when they don't like a call. All right. It's a tough job for the referee, but you know what? Somebody's got to do it. So apparently the referee had made a call that the coaches from the opposing team, I don't know how to say their names. I'm just going to put their names on the screen. One is Yaqub Talib, and then the other is actually a professional football player, Aqib Talib, I think is the way that you pronounce the name. They were actually co-coaches on the other team. They go over there and they start arguing with the referee. Somehow they end up getting into a confrontation with Mike Hickman, okay, who is the coach from the other side. I'm assuming the coach was taken up for the referee's call because it benefited his team. Well, next thing you know, they were in an argument, then they were in a fight. And while the video is rolling, we hear shots ring out, maybe 5 or 6. And then, of course, it's pandemonium. People are running, trying to get away and all of that. And when the dust finally clears, Mike Hickman was the man who was killed. Okay, they're saying that the brother, Yaqub, is the one who pulled the trigger. Okay, he did turn himself into the police, and just senseless, you guys. Like, I know that the emotions run high at those games, and I know it's a lot of testosterone, and, you know, when you get the whole nigga element put in there, you know, people bringing guns to the youth football games. Like, why are you bringing a gun to the game anyway? I mean, I realize and I understand, but it's a sad day when we have to bring guns to the football field for these kids that are playing. Like, you should hope that those areas would be safe, but then I also know that nowhere is actually safe these days, you know. It's always some shit going on. So, I mean, I guess that was the reason why he had a gun with him, but yeah, it's unfortunate because the emotions ran high and you did not think, and now you've killed somebody. That person is gone from their family and friends forever and ever. You going to jail probably for the rest of your life. And it's just senseless. Just senseless. Very sad that this Mike Hickman person was killed. And now, you know, so far, the brother who actually was in the fight to begin with, Aqib, there haven't been any charges. There haven't been any charges that have been brought upon him, just his brother, since he was the one who pulled the trigger. But they're saying that they are still investigating, and, you know, that there may be some charges that actually come down against Aqib. I hope I'm saying his name right. If I'm not, I'm sorry. But they're saying that some charges may come for him. But for right now, it's just against the brother. But yeah, you guys, I don't know what is going on in the world today. Everybody is so fucking high strung and so mad and got guns. And I mean, folks are shooting and killing each other. I mean, especially out here in Atlanta, you are hearing more and more about every single day on the news, somebody is getting shot. It makes you not want to go nowhere. We can't go to the youth football games now. Oh my gosh, it's awful. I'm so glad that my kids are past that stage. I would be stressed out, you know, knowing that this kind of element is now, you know, that we got to worry about this kind of element at the games now. But I mean, it is what it is. I mean, that's the times that we live in. So I mean, it's just what it is, you guys. But still, very sad story. Our prayers do go up for the Hickman family. You know, they've lost a father, husband, brother, son, uncle, cousin, okay, gone forever. And then, of course, also for the Talib family, because that family ain't gonna be the same either, okay? One of yours is going to jail for a long, long time, and it definitely wasn't worth it. And then lastly, you guys, I wanted to let you guys know that Vanessa Bryant was awarded $16 million from the Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department for the photos that were leaked of Kobe Bryant's crash site. You guys remember I told you guys about this story a while ago. The police officers that were involved, the sheriffs that were involved in that case, those who were the first responders on the scene had taken pictures with their personal cell phones. They were distributing the pictures amongst each other within the sheriff's department. But then also one of the sheriffs was at a bar and was bragging about being on that scene and had the pictures and was actually showing the pictures of the crash scene to the people at the bar. Somebody that was at the bar actually called and reported this sheriff. And so that's how they found out that, you know, that somebody was actually showing those pictures of her. Of Kobe Bryant's scene, you know, and I'm sure it's bodies and, you know, just awful. Because who is that morbid to be taking the pictures and showing folks like it's something to talk about, like, I mean, to brag about. So anyway, she did have this lawsuit. At first they were saying that she wasn't going to get anything from this lawsuit because, I mean, she was grieving, and they tried to put it more so on her mental struggles before the crash and after, and just saying that she was making a bigger deal of it. I mean, just like, how do you say that she's making a big deal about her husband and her daughter's bodies that are blown to bits or whatever the case is, and somebody is showing those pictures? Like, no, damn it, you gonna pay for what happened. So yes, now they are paying $16 million. The breakdown goes like this: $2.5 million from the sheriff's department for pain and suffering, $7.5 million for future pain and suffering, Then $1 million for past suffering from the Los Angeles County Fire Department, and $5 million for future pain and suffering from the Los Angeles County Fire Department. Okay, so both the fire department and the sheriff's department are going to have to come on out the pocket and give this money to this woman. Okay, they said that she cried when the verdict was read. This verdict actually came down on Kobe Bryant's birthday yesterday. I still cannot believe that he is gone. Like, every time I think about it, I get just a little tight in the chest and a little tinge of sadness, and my eyes start watering because I just still feel like it was such a tragic ending to just, if you are a Kobe Bryant fan, or if you are a Los Angeles, if you're an Angelino, then you know it's a special kind of pain that people feel for Kobe Bryant. I just can't believe that his life ended the way that it did, and for his daughter to be there. So it still makes me sad to talk about that story, you guys. But at least one bright part of Vanessa Bryant's day, as she had to celebrate her husband's birthday without him once again. But one bright part in the day is that she was taken seriously, and that she did win her case. So good for her. She did have the support of Sierra and Monica. They have been there with her in court, so that they have been there to support her as well. So that's the end to that. And I guess hopefully now she can really get to mourning the death of her family members and move on with her life. Get off of here. Okay, I got a lot to do today. Get this edited and up for you guys Friday morning, and then I won't see you guys again. I'm not gonna put Power up on Sunday. There won't be any more videos until Real Housewives of Atlanta on Monday. Okay, so I'll see y'all then. Anyway, you guys, we do this every single week, so make sure that you rate, comment, and subscribe, and make sure you come back. Until next time, rock stars. Bye.